Get ready with me while I introduce myself. I recently had 5,000 followers on here, which I'm super stoked about, but I realized I haven't introduced myself in a while, so I will do that now. Already went in with primer, by the way. So the reason for my account on TikTok is because I am a reseller. I do it part-time. I have a full-time job that, I work 40 hours a week, and I love my full-time job. Never want to stop doing my full-time job, but I also love reselling, and I never want to stop reselling either. For me, reselling in terms of the income pays for a lot of just like extras like birthday gifts, graduation gifts, and then things like unexpected out-of-town trips. For example, my family all lives in a different state, so we frequently have to go travel. That income will pay for those kind of things. It'll also pay for medical bills. It pays for my student loan. So I'm out here reselling just to pay my bills. Pouring this onto here because this doesn't have a pump. I started selling on Poshmark back in like 2018. Just like casually items from my closet, like my own closet. And then probably during COVID, maybe like the middle of COVID, like 2021, 2022, I started picking up things at the thrift store to intentionally sell online. I thrift, I would say 90% of my wardrobe. My closet size is around 225 items, give or take. I list 2 items a day. I source once a week, and I can't really think of anything else. That's pretty much it for my business model. There are 2 main reasons that I do reselling. One of them, obviously, to make money. That's no secret to anyone. We are in this business to make money, but I also am big on sustainability. There are so many clothes, there are so many thrift stores, and then there are so many clothes in so many of these thrift stores. And then the Goodwill bins, you think like there is just so much textile waste. So if I could help get an item a second life, I am going to do that. And it can go beyond just me. And in terms of how I run my business, I would say number 1 is cost effective to keep my profits up. For example, yes, I'm going to use the free USPS supplies, but also I am going to use tissue paper, reuse boxes, packaging, anything that I can in order to package my items, because again, it's all about reducing waste. So that is what I'm trying to do aside from make a profit. Oh, I didn't even say this yet. I sell primarily on Poshmark. I also have an eBay and Depop account, but those don't get nearly as much activity. Questions I get often: do you use an automation tool? Yes, I use PrimeLister to share my closet. Do you do any sort of promoted listings, like pay for any of the promotions on eBay or Poshmark? No, I do not. I honestly don't see the point in either of those because I still make sales without it, and it's just fine. I don't ever want to be more than a part-time reseller because I do love my job, and where I live in a very rural area. We really only have one thrift store, which I'm lucky we even have a Goodwill, and it's a pretty good one, honestly. But also, there may be like 2 other thrift stores in the town, and I'm talking about like within a 30-mile radius. And it's just, I don't have access to much inventory. Bin stores are like an hour, 2 hours away. As far as like my personal life, I honestly am not crazy about sharing information about my personal life on the internet just for anybody to have access to, but I'll tell you a few things about me. I am 29. I grew up in the Midwest, but I do not live there anymore. I am married to my husband. We've been married for 5 years, and it has been the best. We have a dog. He's a Pomsky named Theo, which if you follow me, you've probably seen a couple videos of him. He is just the craziest, most fun thing in our lives. My husband is a youth pastor. We are both Christians and very involved at our church. We love our church. We love our church people. We love all of the students that we have the privilege of, taking care of every Wednesday night, and it's really fun. It's a very busy life that we live. My husband's also a football coach. He's not doing it this year, but that's always taken up a big chunk of our time. I'm not going to tell you guys where I work or what my full-time job is, but I do work in STEM. I did go to college, and I just adore my full-time job so much. I never want it to change, and it just makes me so happy and fulfilled to be able to get to do what I do. Not related to my full-time job at all, but I got 2 degrees in college. The other one was Spanish, and it was kind of just for funsies. I really love the language, the culture, and yeah, I don't know, it's kind of just for funsies. Really love nature, travel. I love hiking, hate bugs, can't stand bugs. I very much so enjoy going to the gym. I go about 3 times a week, which is perfect for me. Due to certain health issues, I can't really do everything that I would like to do. It's kind of discouraging at sometimes just to deal with chronic issues, but at least they haven't told me I can't work out at all, because it's a big outlet for me for like stress and things like that. So I enjoy working out, but I do have some health limitations that are relatively new, and I'm still learning how to navigate those. I have a lot of siblings who have recently had a lot of like monumental life events. My brother got married last year or 2 years ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, but now this year they are having a baby and they are due within the next few weeks. I have another older sister who got married last year and now she's having a baby this year. So her life has been super busy lately. Then I have another older brother, and he and his now fiance, they just got engaged and they're getting married next year. So there's a lot going on in my family, and there's going to be a lot of traveling because we live all over the country. So it is chaotic. A lot of cool things happening for other people, whereas I'm getting like medical diagnosis after medical diagnosis, and I just had to get a new car, which sounds like, oh, cool, exciting, but I had no car payment on my other car, which was like the best thing in the world, but now it's just back to a car payment. Yay. My husband and I both love music. That's actually how we met. I'm a big, I obviously listen to Christian music, but I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, and I also love EDM, which is hilarious, but that's just like one of my favorite things. A goal I have for this year is just making the most of every moment, because I'm just realizing we're really not promised tomorrow, and there's no reason to like, I don't know, like save up or build up to some point in your life. Like, you have the potential to do whatever you set your mind to now. Here's a final look. Thank you so much for following me, and thank you for making it to the end of this video if you did. I have so much fun here on this app. It is such a fun outlet, especially for the entire reseller community. I am learning so much on here and I love it.